Psych, I didn't wait 20 seconds because we are live. This is the first ever live edition of a show about shows, episode 98. Sorry if you ruffalo any feathers. That was his joke, but I like it.
Yeah. I'm into dad jokes lately, so there you go.
Well, you are a father to many, Dutch.
But none of them been proven.
All
We
around
haven't.
the world,
We have yet to go on Maury yet.
Many kids grow up saying, "I don't know my father's name. I was only told it was El Guapo."
Yes, the mask fiend himself. Man, I miss him.
Well, speaking of El Guapo, that is Dutch McAllister. I am JPO Jordan Pierce Owen. So we're live on StreamYard. We usually are live anyway for the most part, except for the few times where we fought and ended up in tears, and I would cut it out. So if we fight and we end up in tears, I can't cut it out. It's on there. It's evergreen.
I love that. I love now that I can call you names and you can't just exit the building. No, I'm sorry. I love you, sir. You know that. You're a good man. You stand by me through my predicaments in life, and it's always a that's how it works for us.
It almost looks like we're in the same shirt, but mine's just plain.
Yeah, mine's
I do have that somewhere.
Yeah, I got the.
You never tell me we could have been twins. You know.
Yeah, we usually we do with. Tonight, we could have, poor Razor Ramon.
I have almost like every restaurant. I wonder if I have a razor.
Yeah, unfortunately, he passed this the other night. So,
and shout out to Scott Hall, in case you don't know who we're talking about, Hall of Famer and a Continental Champion, maybe one of the best. No, not maybe one of the best, if not
one
the
of
best. WWE legend, all around. Had his demons, but it also helped out so many, and is a true legend. And it's very, very sad to hear a lot of people were pulling for him, but unfortunately, it looked like there was no going back. The family finally had to pull the plug, unfortunately.
Yeah, so we put tribute to him tonight. So that's
absolutely, and then we will later on also talk about in the movie world William Hurt. That's a big loss right there as well. Great actor. I was mentioning maybe a couple months ago, my favorite episode of Mythic Quest season 2 was his episode. Still popping around. Oscar winner, Oscar nominee. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. Absolutely. Over in the news. We got a nice big stack show for you. Some big releases. Something about a bat. Something about projects and Reds and TV talk and Mark Ruffalo. Why not? I figured for the Adam Project. I think we've done Reynolds, so I said let's go with Mark Ruffalo.
We have done Reynolds. That was like numerous shows back, but we still love him.
That episode in the archives.
Yeah, it might be the Red State episode. I'm not sure. It might be. I'm not sure. Did we do a Red State? What was the name of that movie with the Rock? I see. I'm very bad at this. What was that?
That's a Kevin Smith movie. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, what is the Red?
Oh, Red Notice.
Red Notice. There. See, there's too many Red movies out there.
So. Red State. We haven't been on the air that long. What are you talking about?
Shout out to Kevin Smith. Underrated movie.
I do like Red State, and actually, this is a weird side note. What I did last night, shout out to my buddy Tim, rented out a theater. We all watched Dogma.
Damn, that's pretty cool. Haven't seen Dogma in moons.
It's been a minute. It's unfortunately one of those titles you cannot stream anywhere. You have to bootleg it or find the DVD or Blu-ray, and which are both I think a little expensive too, by the way, especially the Blu-ray.
Okay, boss man.
All right, well, let's start off with them reviews. Who set up this review? Am I setting up this review, I think?
You, sir. You are.
All right, let's talk about The Batman. Not Batman 89, not Begins, just The Batman. Batman ventures into Gotham City's underworld when a sadistic killer leaves behind a trail of cryptic clues. As the evidence begins to lead closer to home and the scale of the perpetrator's plans become clear, he must forge new relationships, unmask the culprit, and bring justice to the abuse of power and corruption that has long plagued. You put Metropolis, Dutch.
I did. I meant Gotham. I'm sorry. I was watching something with
Metropolis. Did you say Gotham?
No, I say Gotham. I was watching something with Metropolis. I apologize.
You don't just copy and paste like I do? Do you write your own descriptions?
Well, sometimes I do, and then sometimes I kind of just stop in the middle and I'm short a word, and then I'm looking at. I was watching the Superman show just recently.
So yes, Gotham City, very much Gotham City. This stars Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, Paul Dano, Colin Farrell, Jeffrey Wright, John.
Hold on. You read it wrong. It's plagued the metropolis, not Gotham. It's the metropolis is a Gotham is a metropolis as well, not Metropolis City, but
Nah, screw you.
you.
You know what you did.
I'm going. I don't want to do
No.
this live anymore. You hurt my feelings again.
We're done. 198. That's it. Wait, no, 98. We didn't even get to 198.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. You go with the cast again. Go with the cast.
Andy Serkis, go. No, I talked a little bit about this. I cheated on you with Steve Mesa. So let's hear from you. What did you think of The Batman?
I loved it. It's the most things close to canon that I've ever seen in a long time regarding the Bat. I felt that Pattinson's mood, the way he was built was just perfect. I know whenever we heard that he was cast, you and I thought, you know what, hey, let's give it a benefit of a doubt. Okay, we can give it a benefit of a doubt, and he smacked it out of the park. As the Batman, Zoe Kravitz, unbelievable as Catwoman. Paul Dano, unbelievable, just gave me chills as the Riddler, who also in notes said that he regretted his costume as soon as he put it on because he was getting dehydrated through the film until they started cutting slits into his plastic that he had under his mask. Colin Farrell's the Penguin, unrecognizable. And he embodied what I thought the character of the Penguin should be. Danny DeVito, another great Penguin in my mind as well. Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon. I want more Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon now. And Andy Serkis, Serkis as Alfred. Which I'm glad they didn't use him as much in this film. Maybe in the future they'll use him more. And he did take the shield, for the Waynes family. So he took the abuse that the Waynes, Bruce Wayne had any animosity. He just took the lumps because that's who Alfred truly is. I felt the chemistry between the Bat and the Catwoman, Selena Kyle, was just what I wanted in a movie. And again, like I said, it's close to lore. It's a little more updated for a timeline. It's usually when you watch a Batman, you can't tell what year it was made because they have like different cars of different years and different months. It's just, even if you watched the cartoon, you could never really pinpoint a great year of what it is. But I love this film. It was chilling to the core the way it should have been, and man, I cannot wait to see if they saddle up a part 2, which they should right away. But again, Pattinson's playing pussyfoot with them, saying he doesn't want to do this anymore. He can't eat any more chicken or fish and lime or chicken and lime, whatever, or lemon. He just can't do it anymore. So he wants to take a break. But yeah, I am all in. 4.5 snowflakes with this one. Close to 5. Like I said, the only thing that got me was probably it was just the time. I don't know. I just felt it was kind of weird where it's like happened in the year 2000 or something like that. Or you're close to that period. And I don't know. I kind of like an older Batman, but this is perfect for year 2 of a Batman. So
that's why I don't hate the idea of maybe giving it some time. Let's catch up with Rob Pattinson in a couple years, in a few years even. And you don't need, you know what I mean, to build up that anticipation. Yeah, I'm greedy. I don't mind if it's only a couple years away, but I don't hate the idea either of like, let's see even
5
more
years from
where
now.
Gotham is. Yeah, 5 years from now. So I think that could be an interesting take if they do want to make this a little bit more of a gap than some other films do. Yeah, as I've said previously, I liked it a lot as well. Interesting take on Gotham, really as a city. Penguin, so much fun. We're getting a spinoff with that.
Yeah, HBO Max, saddling it up.
We just started a few minutes ago. This is our first review, and we're still going on here. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this, man. It's a little bit darker. It's something different too. It did the right thing of kind of having. I did feel the length, but I didn't feel it to the point of really ever wanted to walk away by any means or wrapping it up. So I was actually fine with the length.
Yeah.
Definitely a broody Batman. Not a lot of Wayne. It's mostly Batman. Even when he's Wayne, um, he's he's very broody. We got Rain asking here, what were some of the most compelling scenes for you here in the Batman? I know there's some stuff towards the end with him and the citizens that I really like. But what did you like?
I believe it or not, I kind of like the cemetery scene at the end. To me, that scene just showed so I don't know. You can see the love between the two, but they know they can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that's what I love. I love the Batman and the Catwoman relationship as a whole. And I can't read anything. What was that?
I can't. I'll talk about it.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, that was one of the scenes. I also probably that was probably the one scene that I really loved, where they referenced Bloodhaven and a few other things, because that means it can go anywhere now in this mythical world of Batman. And I don't know. I just love that scene. I just thought it was just this, just I don't know. That's the romantic in me, I guess. Because Batman could be, a lot of things. He could be brutish, and he could just be violent all the time. But this is the one person I think that usually can just bring him down and make him more human. And I thought that was just the relationship, the scenes between them two were just special.
I think Matt Reeves is really good at storytelling. I mean, I was mentioning the end, but even the beginning, the first kind of time we see Riddler and his slow buildup of studying, what's going to probably be his first victim, and I thought it was really well done. Even the first time we see Batman kind of really being a detective, first time you see him and Gordon together, and what his relationship is with some of the other cops. Was good world building. You know what I mean? We don't need to see his parents die again. We're already into it here. So, I kind of like it was very good, quick, easy storytelling of where we are with the Batman and kind of how the world treats him, how the cops treat him.
Yeah, and he wasn't fully developed, as you saw, because some of his guesses were way wrong. And as we've seen him later on in life, he's more spot on with his assessments of ideas or clues. This one, he was still bumbling and trying to figure out what the whole big
Figuring
picture
it out,
was.
man. Yeah,
which is pretty cool. I like the way they did that.
But yeah, so you say 4.5. I say 4. I do feel sometimes it could have been a little more life, a little more to Bruce. I've always liked that dynamic, but I love the fact that we got more of a detective here. I do like, for the most part, the overall tone, and it did its job in making me want more. It did its job of making me go, okay, I'm down to see more of this world. Where they leave off with the villains is also another like, oh, okay, we're doing that, but.
The one other scene that I really loved is whenever he goes in and Catwoman wants to kill John Turturro's character. I can't remember his name. All of a sudden, Carmine Falcone, and
before I can get there.
and I loved the comic book style of shot in which we saw the guns go off and you just saw parts of the bat go off. And if you read any of the detective comics, it reminded me so well of the panels that we saw. So that was unbelievable. So, anything else? Any questions or anything? Whatever that was, or I keep seeing things pop up. You were in charge. Anyway, so the next film that I don't know what's going
on. He's still getting used to the StreamYard. He's not used to going, what is this?
What is this, people? Anyway, the Adam Project is the second one over there on Netflix we're going to talk about. After accidentally crash landing in 2022, time-traveling fighter pilot Adam Reed teams up with his 12-year-old self for a mission to save the future. This has Ryan Reynolds, Walker Scobell, Mark Ruffalo, Jennifer Garner, Catherine Kenner, and Zoe Saldana. I think I said that right.
Just Saldana.
Yeah, Saldana. I think. Yeah, there's an L, I believe. Or I'm just bad at fucking.
No, I think you're right. Sorry, move on to the movie.
Yes. So, what did you think about this, Jordan? Come on, tell me what you thought.
I never said I saw this.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, well, I thought it was a great journey. It's a hodgepodge. It's an ode to Back to the Future. It's a ode to any of these time traveling, things like batteries not included, things like that. There's a lot of cool stuff, a lot of 80s feel, and it runs the motions that one could always see. And again, Ryan Reynolds kind of tempered himself down and let newcomer who steals the show, Walker Scoville, take the reins of the Ryan Reynolds persona. At most times, it kind of teared me up in a few scenes. It's basically a son at the end of the day wanting his father's love, which he was robbed of, and it is a unbelievable fun film over there on Netflix. No excuse, Jordan. Well, you have not seen it yet, but I really enjoyed this. I'm giving this, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it wasn't. 4 snowflakes. It's probably one of the best Ryan Reynolds besides Free Guy that I've seen. The other one we just talked about with The Rock, Red Notice? You said was not
Red State, Red Notice.
yeah, Red Notice was not that great. And but I enjoyed the futuristic feel. Mark Ruffalo, unbelievable as the father again. There's some sweet scenes between all 3 of them, and it's just a good little action film, but it's also kind of just a sweet ode to parents in general. It's just so good. It really is.
No, that's 2 strong reviews to open up the show. No, I'll have to get to it. It just shows you how many things are out there, man. That a big Ryan Reynolds, Mark Ruffalo, Zoe Saldana movie come out, and I haven't had the chance to squeeze it in, but I will squeeze it in. Netflix going hard this year. This is one of their first big ones of the year, and they're ramping up for many, many more.
Absolutely.
All right, we now turn over to Disney Plus. It just seems like all the streamers here. Turning Red. Mei Lee is a 13-year-old girl who is torn between being her mother's obedient daughter and the chaos of her youth. As if that were not enough, when she gets too excited, she turns into a big red panda. This stars the voices of Sandra Oh, James Hong, Rosalie Chang, Wei Cheng Ho, and Maitiri Ramajnish. Oh man, I'm so apologize. Why'd you give me this one? No, I apologize for any mistaken names. Much respect.
I got you.
Voice cast, so I do give much love. But you talked to me about Turning Red. I did squeeze this in when you put this on the docket. I actually hadn't seen it, but luckily for me, I stay up till about 4 a.m. So I got it in.
Well, what it is, it's the Red Panda. I think it's about without really shoving it in your face. It's about going through, say, puberty as a young girl, and finding yourself,
which you know a lot about.
Yes, I do. I can't help it. Yeah, I seem to be an expert on this film, but no. Other than that, I can see why it was put on streaming. I debated it with you before, saying I can't believe it's a missed opportunity to put it in the theaters. Now I can see why they kind of pulled it back. It's not one of. I read a review somewhere. If you don't like this film, then you just don't understand movies. I understand movies. I just thought that this film kind of dragged in a lot of places, and it just you're finding your inner self within this character, but at the same time. Not only is the lead not as likable, because I wound up yelling at the TV at the end of near the end of how she treats her friends, but also the only one who's really redeemable. I love the dad, the small little thing that the dad.
Yeah, he's not in a lot, but yeah, he has the little moments. Yeah,
and so I find myself really torn on. My rating on this one, but for a Pixar film, unfortunately, but the last couple of them have been fantastic. What are your thoughts on this one? Because I really don't want to rip it too much, but it is a good film for kids. Again, this is what it's made for, but it's also made for some adults, but not for me.
Well, now I know why you wanted to review this. You wanted to see if I was going to agree with you, or where I sit on it.
No.
I actually don't think I'm far off from you. It's definitely serviceable enough, and the panda, and there's some vibrant stuff in here. You can see a little bit of like anime inspiration with some of the way it's drawn, and the super rapidness of it, kind of like Mitchell's versus the Machine. So I liked it, but yeah, I didn't feel this is the strongest from Pixar. Like you said, I can kind of see why they backtracked a little bit and went, you know what, this is going to be a good Disney Plus movie. This is not going to rock the world of anybody. I do think it's missing some humor, some charm. There's charm in it, but yeah, like you said, I just never. Maybe it's the characters, maybe it's the way it's written. Kind of cliche. The mom's a little too over the top at the very beginning. To kind of an point. Like it's not believable how much she's in the bushes and you forgot your pad. Like I don't know. Like I just it never got me to that next like this is gonna be a Pixar movie that I'm gonna throw on, that I'm gonna rush. Like I said, it might be good for maybe we're the wrong audience. I'll admit I don't know, but I don't love this as much as I was hoping to, for sure.
Well, like you say, the last two, Luca and Soul, that they put out on the Disney Plus network, they have something. There's something about those films that you can resonate with and really enjoy.
I think all the films have something to say. It's different, something to say. I think this one didn't nail in what they were trying to say.
Correct.
Much as the other two.
But I'm not gonna sabotage it with a very bad rating. I give it 2.5 snowflakes because it's watchable. But it's not their best. It's not their best effort. I think I'd rather watch The Incredibles 2 or Cars 3. I mean, or whatever it was. Those movies that are not as great as the original.
Did you say Cars?
Yeah, Cars 3. I think. What is it? The third or
everything else sucks. So I don't know what you're.
I like the original Cars. The original Cars was good. Hey, come on now, come on. You can't bat for all the steering.
Yeah, I can. Cars is easily the worst of Pixar.
I don't think so.
Yeah, by far. In my opinion, whatever. No, I'm actually we're the flip flop now. I'm gonna be the higher, way nicer one. I was even thinking about 3.5 at one point. I'll say it's a solid 3, maybe almost at that 3.5. Like I said, it's definitely serviceable enough. I do like the setup of the friends and whatnot. I like that they're there for her, and there is enough kind of chuckles, but never a gut busting laugh. Never enough of a connection. You know what I mean? And you do kind of get, where they're going, for the ending of it. So yeah.
Well, the next one we're going to cover is Death on the Nile. The Belgian sleuth Hercule Poirot's Egyptian vacation aboard a glamorous river steamer turns into a terrifying search for a murderer when her picture-perfect couple's idyllic honeymoon is tragically cut short. This stars and is directed by Kenneth Branagh, also starring Gal, I always screw her freaking name up. Gal Gadot, Armie Hammer, Emma McKay, Russell Brand, Letitia Wright, Ali Fattal, and Annette Bening, and there are numerous other characters. I just did not want to keep talking about cast. These are the main ones.
You forgot Armie Hammer.
No, I did not. I said Armie Hammer after Gal Gadot. But
I butchered her name.
Yeah, I know, but I believe Hollywood has forgotten Armie Hammer since his debacle.
Oh, no, if you watch the second trailer, the newest trailer, like they try cutting him out of that trailer as much as possible.
I think there's a scene where he's like pushing her up against the rock. That's all you see. Which is just shame because he does a great job in this movie. I could compartmentalize everything in life, and acting is different than real life. So what I saw on the screen, fantastic chops done by Armie Hammer in this. Kenneth Branagh again plays Hercule Poirot. We saw him on the Orient Express the last time. This was the follow-up film. And what happens is that a mysterious woman shows up, and what it is Armie Hammer and this mysterious woman are going out in the beginning, and they break up, and then we flash forward about a year later, and it's now Armie Hammer and Gal Gadot's characters are getting married. Everyone's happy, and this femme fatale shows up, and next thing you know, things happen. We don't know who's the killer, who's behind all this, but people start dropping like flies on this riverboat. going down the Nile, and it's up to Poirot and his detective skills, his keen detective skills, to help solve the mystery. Kenneth Branagh with his French accent, I enjoy immensely in this film. I love the the Orient Express. I really dug Death of the Nile. It's a gosh, I have my notes all over the map this morning, but yeah,
Listen to your heart.
but my heart tells me it's 3.5 snowflakes. The performances are unbelievably good, especially, like I said, Armie Hammer. Unfortunately for his this could have been a breakout part for him. For a show. He had the other one, Call Me by Your Name.
Well,
I
I'm
think
just saying he broke out. I feel like he broke out already.
he did break out, but I'm saying this could have cemented, more of a path to more leads that he was getting, and again, like I said, I want them to make a sequel. I don't think they are because it did make a lot of money on the box office. But if they really have faith in this, I think we can do one more. And I hope Kenneth Branagh does push for it with his successes as a director and as a screenwriter and as an actor. Like I said, I enjoyed all of this. If you get to see it on VOD, do it, or wait for it to come out on one of the multiple screening services.
I almost double dipped after Dogma because it was playing, and I was like, "Will they even notice?" But I was a good boy. I didn't.
You would have been the only one there. They might have noticed then, because I was there.
Hey, pay for a ticket to get the fudge out.
When I went, I was like, I think there was only 2 other people there. 2 older ladies, about 90 apiece, watching the guys. I think they knew Agatha Christie. But they were just supporting her or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I will check this out, especially after seeing your pretty decent review. I like the first one. I think Credit's really good in that role. I know my mom was a Hercule Poirot fan back in the day. I remember her mentioning the character and then seeing Branagh reprise it. And I love a whodunit, especially when they get these great casts together. The last one had a great cast. This has a great cast. So
and it had me guessing, and I've never read any of these, so it kept me guessing all the way through the end. I say, was that person involved? What about this person? Could it have been this person? So
it was me all along.
Yeah, I found out it was Jordan, and so I just walked out of the theater all upset. So that's what I saw. But what do you got up next, boss?
Well, I want to talk about a little film. I'm catching my Oscar baits. West Side Story. It's on demand. It's on the it's on a couple of them, right?
It's on HBO Max. I think HBO Max as well.
Yes. So you can watch in a couple of ways. West Side Story. 2 youngsters from rival NYC gangs fall in love, but tension between their respective friends build towards a tragedy. This stars Rachel Ziegler, Ansel Elgort, Ariana DeBose, Rita Moreno, David Alvarez, Mike Feist, Josh Rivera, Brian D.R.C. James as Officer Krupke, Krupp you, and Corey Stoll. You reviewed this, I would imagine, right?
Yes, I did, and I gave it this many. 5. I gave it 5. 5.
I'm here to tell you, unfortunately, as a guy that doesn't love musicals, I liked this musical.
I told you would. It's an unbelievable movie.
I don't know if it's just because it looked so good. I enjoyed some of the dancing. I will still say there are some times where I just wish they would talk. And there was some times where I'm like, I could have wrapped this up a minute ago. I got enough of this song. But other than that, I was involved. I enjoyed. I actually kind of enjoyed the 2 tragic members of the gang more than Ansel Elgort. Once they were gone, I was kind of like, I miss those guys.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, the Krupke song. I've never seen the original too. Don't shoot me.
That's all right.
I have the because I got it from my mom. I have like the 40th anniversary 9-disc booklet set somewhere. But but yes, I went into this pretty now knowing. Elgort was fine, but I was really in love with the 2 female leads, Ziegler and DeBose, who are getting, I think, more praise, and kind of rightfully so. I think they absolutely stand out, especially DeBose.
Yeah, DeBose, gets all the praise. Ziegler, I thought she was snubbed big time, but oh my God, did you? Okay,
list, maybe.
Look, can I ask you this though? I just want you to know when she sang. I don't know, whatever she sang. Okay, I know the very first one, the passionate song that she sang. Did you not? I don't know. I did when I was in the theater. I teared up. I really did. I thought, Oh my
Not gonna
God,
be
what a songstress. I mean, she has the vocal pipes to make you cry. You know, it makes you
So you're
care.
telling me you didn't keep it cool?
No, I did not keep it cool. I kept going, all the way through it. But yeah, I thought it was I enjoyed this film. I can't expound upon it enough. Still.
So yeah, you're at a 5. I'm at a 4, which is very solid, especially when I was like, Tick Tick Boom's fine. It's not great. I do think this is really good. So this is more of a musical I can sink my teeth into a little bit. So
Yeah,
yes, I liked it.
beautifully done, Steven Spielberg.
Yes, it looks great, man. You can't deny. Like it looks good. He's got
Well,
an eye for staging
and of course it's a big bomb. But hey, you know what? I'd rather have a bomb like that and enjoy the hell out of it than say something like. What was the worst one of this year? I can't remember, but yeah, a lot of those films that we talked about last week or last time. The next film we're going to discuss is "Marry Me" over there on the Peacock Network and any dingy theater that's still showing it.
I keep forgetting it was a theater.
Yeah, this explores the possibilities of what might happen when superstar marriages. A superstar marries an average Joe on a whim and discovers that perhaps there are no accidents. You hear that, Kate Winslet? You hear that? Anyway, Jennifer Lopez, Owen Wilson, Sarah Silverman, Maluma, and Michelle Buteau.
Yeah, I'm not gonna correct you. I don't know, but Bateau. She's really funny. She's like the assistant to J-Lo, and I liked her a lot every time she pops up in things.
So tell me what you thought of this, because I did not see it.
Again,
not wanting to see this.
I feel like I've become the new rom-com guy on here.
This year you have
constantly being like, long story short, The Weeknd. I'm throwing on all these rom-coms that you haven't seen. Long story short, by the way, on Netflix. Check that out with Rafe Spall. Yeah, so Marry Me. I like to try to stay current, obviously for the show and for my own accord. So it was on the Peacock. I figured, why not? I like Owen Wilson. I like J-Lo too. I wish J-Lo would do more things like Hustlers and Out of Sight than she does, the breakup plan or whatever she does.
Yeah, the marriage something. The marriage.
The one with her and Alex. I don't know. I can't even remember. Wedding Singer. I'm just saying. I wish you would do things a little more interesting because I think she's
the Wedding Singer.
Wedding Planner. No.
Wedding Planner. Yes, that was it.
Yeah, there you go. And there's another one where it's like she's pregnant and she doesn't want to tell the guy, and then whatever.
Yeah.
What is I don't know. But this was fine, and this is pretty much as serviceable as you think it's gonna be. There is enough charm where I'm gonna go smack dab in the middle, say 2.5, and if you said recommend or not, I'd say yes. If you're looking for a rom-com, you like Jennifer Lopez's character. In fact, whatever that dude's name is, her main assistant, he's very nice. He's kind of looking after her. Sarah Silverman's kind of funny. Kind of a cliche, drawn-out movie where they really should have just got together, stay together, and you could save about the last 20 minutes instead of them breaking up because they have to break up so that someone can make a big grand gesture, as you do in every movie. Spoiler warning. But so it's cliched in that aspect. But like I said, it was enough to where if you know what you're getting into, check it out, give it a shot. I would definitely wouldn't bother in a theater unless you just really love the theater experience. But
I could watch this. I could watch this in the theater. I choose not to because I do have the Regal Pass, so I can watch it. It doesn't cost me anything but my life in time. So I may or may not. You never know. But it's not worth for me to even I don't even like the Peacock Network, so I'm not even subscribing to that shit. Anywho, go ahead.
You have to be. Just give them your email. You don't even have to. You don't pay for anything.
I don't want. I don't even want to accidentally give that network any cash. It's too many paying streams out there.
No, but you don't. You don't give them. You just give them your email. You don't have to put in a card. If you do, then you're nuts.
Oh, okay. So I have no clue. I don't know how that works, especially with these people. The last film we're going to cover. Is called Fresh over there on Hulu. This is frustrated by scrolling through dating apps, aren't we all? Only to end up on a lame, tedious dates. On lame, tedious dates. Noah, is that how you say it? Noah.
Sure.
Takes a chance by giving her number to an awkwardly charming Steve after a produce section meet Cute meet and cute. What the fuck? I don't know. It says meet and greet, I guess, at the produce section at the grocery store. I butchered that whole that shit. Anyway, starring. This has Daisy Edgar Jones, Sebastian Stan, Jonica Gibbs, and Andrea Bang. You saw this. I have not seen it. Tell me what Daisy Edgar Jones from Normal People is up to in this film.
I don't know what show that is. It says after a produce section meet cute. It's not that hard, Judge.
I don't understand what the hell that meant, so I kind of gave up on it.
You never heard of the meet cute thing? That's how every movie, every rom-com does. Like, one day Johnny was walking in the park when he accidentally tripped over Jessica's feet. That's how it's called a meet cute.
Anyway, that's what they call it. Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so she's shopping in the grocery store one day, and he like mentions something about her grapes. And he's kind of awkward and stumbling, and this is her coming off of a really shitty date where she politely tries to tell the guy she doesn't want to see him again, and he calls her like a bitch or something. So she's coming off a really bad date, and she meets this guy, and she kind of a little reluctantly gives her his number, but because he seems nice, and if you just watch the first 20-something minutes, you very much think this might just be a rom-com. They played very, very straight like a rom-com. Like I said, it reminded me kind of like a Red Eye from a few years ago with Cillian Murphy and Rachel McAdams. In fact, they don't even show the title card until that turning point of when she passes out after drinking the wrong drink. And then it goes fresh. And that's when you realize, yeah, watch out, you're about to wake up in my basement, Dutch. I don't know how we live in Florida, but I'm gonna figure out how to get a basement. And so it's not even until like 20-something that you finally get that title card and you realize the movie's taking a turn. And there's some more body horror elements. There's maybe he wants some body parts, wink wink, I don't know. And I don't mean that in a sexual way. I mean that in you'll see.
In an Army Hammer kind of way.
Maybe, actually,
alleged Army Hammer kind of way.
That would have been a great reveal because they do. It's kind of like a Squid Game where they kind of show the people that are buying them, but like from a very obtuse angles and whatnot. So that would have been a great reveal if at the end it's Army Hammer. Delicious. Maybe it was uncredited appearance. As I said in the Cellar review, the setup is a little bit better for me than the ending. It's got some of the cliched, I'll hit him once and then try to run away, and oops, he caught up, and then finally maybe I should hit him more than once, and yeah, I kind of thought it was really ramping up. It set up some interesting things with some side characters that one character very much just kind of like falls to nothing, and the other character we never really get much of a conclusion either. So some of the setups are again more interesting than the payoffs. Still 3 stars. I enjoyed the ride. It's on Hulu. I think Sebastian Stan's having a lot of fun. He's kind of playing his Christian Bale American Psycho, like, you know what I mean? He's dancing to music while he's chopping up body parts and cooking a full leg in the oven and stuff like that. So he's having some fun here. Daisy's really good. I don't know what Normal People is. Maybe I should watch it.
Normal People is a Hulu original show in which she shows. If you want to, I'll tell you more off the air about it. But I have reviewed that show. It is an unbelievably great show.
I listened.
But I'll tell you more about it, and you will
rush
to see it.
If that was done on purpose, or no, this might have been a Sundance movie. I just thought it was funny because also at the same time, Sebastian's over on Pam and Tommy, which just ended. So I was like, 2 Hulu stars in a Hulu movie for your Hulu pleasure.
Hey, you just get them in bulk when you're there.
I know sometimes studios do that. They look for stuff, they like these people. They try to find more for these people. But I think this one might have just been happenstance. I'm not sure. But yeah, 3 stars. Check it out. It's fun. But maybe ultimately forgettable, as time goes by.
Okay. Great to hear. On from movies. We are on from movies to the small screen, or as I like to call it, the better screen, called television. Actually, we watched most of these movies on the television, which is unbelievably fun as well. The first one we're going to talk about is over on Netflix. It's called The Cuphead Show. Yeah.
I'm so interested in your review of this, or your kind of wrap up of this, because what is this? Is this family? Is this kids? What is this? Please tell me about it so I can know to watch it or not.
Okay, here's the deal. If you're a big fan of video games, which I know you are.
Okay.
I have played the video game. It's set in that artsy studios of the 40s, I would say, the Fletcher, Art Fletcher type deal. I think.
Okay, right.
And it's more of an adult comedy show. It says for Y7, I believe, but there's a few scenes where you're like, I don't know if the kids should watch this, but I'm on board. And it's
even that the devil or a devil like
that. Yeah, there is a devil character. He sucks souls away in one episode. He to a carnival in which people go in, and if you lose, your soul gets sucked through you. And there's a couple of episodes where there's a baby involved, and they really hate the baby. And the baby just like an evil thing. And it's not like I would say a 5-year-old should watch it. Maybe if you're playing the video game and your parents know about it, go ahead and watch it. I'm not going to tell you can't, but just go and watch it. It's funny. You'll enjoy it. I think you'll enjoy it. I love the animation a lot.
The style is pretty cool. I didn't even really that's why I was confused, because it's got that almost a revamp of the 40s, 50s style. But a little glossier, but yeah.
And the video game plays just like that. That you saw in the clip.
Now that you said it, I didn't remember. Now that you say it, I totally have seen footage and scrolled across it on Xbox.
Yeah, it's a great game. I played it with my nephew in the past.
Yeah. Speaking of video games, by the way, the new WWE game is not too bad.
Oh, is it? Is it? Okay, we'll talk more. You should review that after this the television thing, or in the news. I don't know. I just want to hear what you think about it. The next one we're going to talk about Netflix just got my attention this week. All of Us Are Dead. Nothing exciting ever happened in my high school, but have you ever had a science teacher decide to make a plague that turns everyone into out of control flesh-eating zombies? Well, if you're in Korea, that happens here. It's a South Korean show over there on Netflix. I enjoyed it. I've watched it from top. It's about a bunch of kids who were trapped in a high school. Too many zombies in a high school. There's so many kids running around in this show, and there's so many times I want to just tell them. I yell at my screen saying, "Shut up, shut up!" Because everyone knows that zombies are attuned to super hearing for some reason. And this is and they don't slow down. So they're like 28 days, and they're not. I mean, it is a very good show. If you love subtitles, I think they have it in dubbed as well. But I like it in subbed. It's a fun show to take a look at if you love zombies. This one is for you. The next film. Or the next show. Jeez, I'm so used to talking film. I was turned over onto this one. It's a reality show. It's in season 4. I've skipped all the other seasons because I was told I could pick it up wherever I want. So I picked it up with the most current season, Formula One Drive to Survive, and it's basically covering a whole series of Formula One racing. If this is how Formula One racing would be, I would watch it every week. But for episodes in which you basically have a lot of people talking shit about each other, about teams trying to get on board with one another, teammates throwing another teammate under a bus. It is a fun show. I didn't realize that F1 racing could be so catty, and it's so much fun to watch. So if you want to watch, guys who just drive around and zigs and zags, and some of them are cool dudes, and some of them are just I think just arseholes. But I enjoyed this so far. I'm almost done with this season. There's 88 episodes, I believe, and it's in a season 4. So that's that one for Formula One Drive to Survive. I don't know if you picked this up, but if you're a big Star Trek fan such as I, who doesn't watch Discovery or any of the other ones, but I do love this one. Picard.
Even though I don't watch any of the other shit.
Yeah, I don't watch that other shit. I watch all the good stuff. Picard season 2 has arrived over there on Paramount Plus. This one has Picard relaxing, enjoying the world, and then he's called away on a ship. And next thing you know, Q makes his reappearance and alters the world that we all know, and it makes it more of a the Earth is more of a I wouldn't say Nazi-like company, but really does not like other races, and so they think extermination is the best key. And so far we're only a few episodes in. I'm loving this, and they're having to go back through time. They give a nod to the forerunners of going back through time. Captain Kirk. They go, Captain Kirk did it twice. Of going back through time. Voyage Home still my favorite. But yeah,
Wrong.
this
Wrong. First Contact.
no. You watch Voyage Home. That is the funny stuff, buddy.
No.
You quit that. Quit it. But actually, the
Quit that.
Generations was First Contact, was it not? So, um,
Huh?
yeah, it was a Generations. It wasn't Captain Kirk who went back in time.
I'm just
Not
saying the
that.
movie First Contact is the best, is my opinion.
Well, no, I'm talking about going backwards in time.
I'll just
So,
say First Contact is the best movie. Is all I meant.
okay, whatever, brother. We're gonna agree to disagree on that one. But I loved this show so far. I can't wait. It comes out one episode at a time, which is great for me because I don't want to get set up binging the whole show and feeling disappointed after I watch it all. So Paramount Plus continues with that.
Very cool.
Um,
This next one I will not be showing a trailer because I feel like anime always wants to debunk us and demonetize us. So go on.
Absolutely. So we will not. But if you have a subscription to Crunchyroll or any of the other fine accoutrements to get to anime, Dress Up. My Dress Up Darling is probably the surprise hit of the new spring season. It is about a young man who wants to be a henna artist, in which not a henna artist, but a some type of doll, a Japanese doll artist, and he falls in love or from afar this girl, and she wants him to make her costumes for cosplay. So it brings in the world of cosplay along with him learning to sew and a little bit of she finds that she has a crush on him. It is such a fun show to watch. I think we're at episode 10 right now, and probably only have a few more episodes before the season ends. But over there on Crunchyroll, my Dress Up Darling is just a fun show to watch. So get on over there and watch it. And if you don't forget, Crunchyroll and Funimation are merging. So if you have a Funimation subscription, later on, I think next month, I believe, you're going to be folded into the Crunchyroll family. There you go. This next one is you, my friend. I believe this is yours over on Netflix. I haven't seen this season yet.
Did you see last season?
I did see last season.
Yeah, so Space Force season 2 is on the Netflix. Entire cast is back. Takes off where the last one left off. First episode's about Corral keep his job and all the different antics that they have to go through. They have to break some news to Pat Oswalt's character. That's pretty heartbreaking. My favorite guest star is Tim Meadows. He's pretty funny in this. I actually think I feel like I enjoyed this season more. I thought it was a little bit funnier and finding the characters a little bit more. It's still not my blow away favorite, but they have enough funny people here. I love Ben Schwartz. Steve Carell's always great. I think John Malkovich too. This is the most fun he's had in a while as well. So if you like season 1, I'd say check this one out. I'd say it's even a step up from season 1 in my opinion.
Yeah, see, I that's what I was thinking because I was like, well, I kind of like the first season.
Yeah,
but,
it didn't
but
blow me away at all.
And if you're saying that they've developed the characters a little bit more,
I think so.
I'm probably more on board with this because I think there was a lot of room for improvement, and if they've improved it, I will take a gander at it.
Yeah.
The next one we have is Severance over on Apple Plus. You've seen this one. I have not. What do we got for us here on Severance?
Yeah, the new show from director producer Ben Stiller is an interesting one. So Adam Scott and a couple others, John Turturro, who we talked about earlier, and some others, work at a place where they're able to sever your memories from your real life. So when you clock out, you remember nothing about your workday. When you clock in, you remember nothing about your real life. So the first episode is about the initiation process of their new female coworker, and like trying to get her to understand. She wakes up and of course she throws a phone at Adam Scott at one point, and her trying to succumb to this new idea and what they have to do during the initiation process. And it's ramping up. There's a lot more to it. Patricia Arquette is kind of like their boss. Is she evil? Is she not? What's going on? At one point they find out like their coworker quit, and then he never got to say goodbye. But then the coworker finds him in real life, and it's developing. It reminded me a little bit of Devs with Nick Offerman from FX a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
But maybe serious, but a little less serious. There is a little more humor, but I feel like we could be wrapping up to where this could turn more. So, a couple episodes in, it's an interesting enough premise that definitely does want me to see more. I don't think I've even seen Christopher Walken yet. He's listed, but I don't think I've even seen him yet. So he'll be popping up at some point. And,
the question I have for you on this, because I want to watch it, but do you not? So when they get severed, because I just want to know, just to flesh this part out. Now, they don't even remember what happened before. Now, when they get resevered after their day, do they remember their old life, or do they have to remember everything all over again?
So it does seem like it messes with them a little bit. It does, like, they are kind of hinting at like Adam Scott's a little slower than he used to be. But no, I mean, you remember, like, as soon as you leave the office, I think, like, as soon as you get out of the elevator, I want to say, even like it snaps in, like, to where, okay, you remember, like I said, you just don't know what happened at work, but you remember everything else.
Oh, okay.
Same thing when you get to work. You remember yesterday's work day, and you remember last week's work day. You just don't remember what the fuck, you have no idea.
Okay, so it sounds like what we should have right now for whenever we go to work. I want to forget about what
idea of like, I wouldn't hate that. It reminded me of Dollhouse from a few years ago, where like, it was the idea of like, would you give up 3 to 5 years? It's a different idea, I guess, but like Dollhouse is always like the thing of like, they're giving away their bodies for 3 to 5 years. That's wrong, but at the same time, they're getting paid. Like, I would probably do that if you could say, Jordan, you're gonna lose 3 years of your life, but we're gonna give you a couple mil. I'd probably go, yeah, fucking put me asleep,
Yeah. Well, it all depends on what kind of person they give it to. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. Yeah, I don't want a junkie.
Like, I don't hate the idea of being like, hey man, like, you might hate work, but you'll never remember it.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That'd be a great idea. The next one we have is over again on Netflix. What is this? Inventing Anna. What's that about?
Oh, have you not even heard of this?
I have not heard of it. So you've got to tell me what's going on with this.
So yeah, this was something that it's become pretty popular streamer at the moment. It's even had its own SNL skit. Come on, my boy. And no, but so I forget her name, but one of the main Julie Garner, I think actually might be her name. One of the main girls from Ozark is playing a character who is recently jailed, and a reporter is trying to get the scoop about her, about, is she really what she says she is, and how much of her persona is kind of invented. And it's just kind of one of those fun pulpy shows of, twists and turns and figuring out people at the Shonda Rhimes show. So I think she's great at like figuring out twists, and each episode kind of making you leave off for a little bit more. So it's an interesting one here. A couple of really good lead performances here, and again, a lot going on, a lot of side characters. Saying one thing, then the person leaves the room, then they turn over at the person next to them, and you realize they lied the whole time, and kind of show like that. So it's an interesting one. Another one I look forward to maybe seeing a little bit more of.
The final show is over there on Amazon Prime. Let us not forget the Prime. I was waiting for this season. I believe you were too. Upload is now season 2. Upload is back. What are your thoughts? And I'll give you mine on that as well.
Yes, I finished 2 hours ago. I was able to get through
the whole season.
It's about 7 episodes. It's shorter than the last season, unfortunately. Although I don't really feel gypped. I do think they were able to tell a relatively full season's worth, if you will. Yeah, I was very much looking forward to this. This was one that unfortunately got derailed via the pandemic. We haven't seen the show since 2020, I want to say, early 2020.
Correct.
And so, we're seeing just now getting to season 2. I will admit I forgot some stuff that happened when they were doing the catch up.
Yeah, I did too. I was like, wait a minute, when was that? I don't remember her going to the with this dude, the stripper looking dude. I don't remember that.
I was like, oh, that's right. Yeah, she had another love interest, and they deal away with him lickety split. The first new love interest from the last season. I like this a lot. I still like this. That's my one small complaint is that I feel like some stuff we missed a little bit of the fun that we had from season 1. We barely got
Yeah.
any of the kid who is stuck as a kid. That's like
Yes.
he's shown a couple times. The black and white woman, she's not shown very much. And I thought season 1 had more fun with the world. You know what I
Right.
mean? The
Yeah.
dark web, the deletions, the star ratings. I had so much fun with the world. This one is much more about why am I murdered and let's figure it out. And it's good. Don't get me wrong, it's good. I felt, but I kind of wanted to go back to just viewing this world and seeing more about this and the place where they live. Then I felt like that they got a little more simplified and a little more. Oh, it's a there's still charm. I love the main two. I absolutely love their chemistry. The main two people, and even some of the stuff with the shitty girlfriend, the blonde, who's kind of figuring her stuff out, and she's stuck in the tub for most of the series. So there is fun. Like I said, I just felt like I was missing a little bit. I wanted some more of some of the side characters that they kind of did away with and whatnot. Yeah, like I said, I liked it. I wouldn't say I liked it as much as season 1. This is the opposite of Space Force.
Well, I have not finished the whole season yet. I'm like four episodes in, so I'm close to the end. I know.
I'll just say this: there better be a season 3 because it does not wrap it up.
Yeah, and I find, like you say, so far, I loved the world creating. That they created. There's a few scenes like the gambling party. Where they. I enjoyed that episode. But at the end of the day, it does take too much somberness of it. I understand what they want to achieve with character building, but also wanting to go and get find out who did kill this gentleman. But at the same time, I want to, like you say, I want to see the build-up world around him. I like the billionaire who loves to eat endangered stuff. The smoking man, if you will, from X-Files. But
that is him. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So no, that's all right. But yeah, I enjoy this series. But yeah, I can see where the tone is a lot different this year than it was to last. I think they're
able to have a lot of fun at first and then go, oh, let's do a little more story. And this one feels like now we got to get to that story.
Yeah, and I hope next season, the way it sounds, I haven't finished it, but I'm hoping that it will wrap around back to the world if there is a third season.
I mean, this will be who they better.
Okay, man. This is up to you now. You're bringing us home.
Well, we're not home yet. We talking Marky R, aren't we?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got this segment coming up. Other than that, that's all the TV I have. Did you have any more?
Whoa. Yeah, so in celebration of Adam Project, even though I didn't see it, I chose the top 10 of this week to be Mark Ruffalo. Good actor, man. It's funny, in retrospect over the few years, I kind of thought this dude just popped up in the mid 2000s, but he's been working since the 90s and whatnot. A small part in 54 as Ryan Phillippe's friend, even some horror movies, Mirror Mirror, 2 and 3, whatever the fuck that is. So not on my list. I haven't seen the Mirror Mirror series, evidently. I will say he's one of those actors that definitely has some starring roles, but a lot of co-starring as well.
Yeah.
Most of my list is co-star, to be honest.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah,
I think toward the end he's more solidified.
Right. I did try to stick with stuff that I have nothing here like a 54. I don't know if it would have made the list anyway, but I did try to go with ones like he's definitely in the first 5-6 people. So anywho, so yeah, let's start with Mark Ruffalo. Do you have any honorables that didn't quite crack your 10?
I'm just gonna just say it. None of the Marvel films made my list.
What?
There's a reasoning behind my reasoning. Because
say it now.
I'll tell you right now, because I don't really consider them to be full-fledged. I know he was a co-star, but it's still digital, and it just doesn't make sense for me to go with the Hulk as a person.
I'll tell you now, I didn't follow your logic. Although I will say, I actually, because I wanted to be abroad, I just have one. I have one in there.
Okay, it's probably Thor Ragnarok, hopefully, but I would just say those are my honorable mentions anytime he showed up in the Marvel films. But I'll give you my number 10 because that's what we do. It is Now You See Me. Yes, Now You See Me. John's the John Cena's autobiography title in the future. But Now You See Me is I you know what, I enjoyed the original way better than the second one. This is the original, of course, and I just found it just a fun. Whenever Mark Ruffalo is trying to capture these magicians that are just stealing left and right, and he's always just caught up, and he's almost a split second always behind, and I just love the character that he played as the federal agent. I enjoyed this movie immensely, and that's my number 10. Love it. Now You See Me.
Alrighty, so I like Now You See Me, but not enough to crack it. It's in my honorable mentions in no particular order. My 5 outside of my 10 are View from the Top. That's right, he had a co-starring part in that. Reservation Road, What Doesn't Kill You, The Kids Are All Right, and Now You See Me. Not quite cracking my 10, but starting off at my 10. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this one, but as I was doing the list, I felt like I really wanted to put this on there. I wanted to kind of show it some love because I think it's rewatchable. It has so much heart. 13 going on 30 is where what I'm going to say for my number 10. What's that face there, Dutch?
Mine is a little higher. It's a little higher.
I was gonna say, I feel like I was gonna say it actually might be higher for you, but it's only my number 10. I'd say, well, obviously, I'd say a little things, everything else is a little higher for me, obviously, because that's how
Yeah.
ranking works. But yeah, it's silly, but damn, is Jennifer Garner so good in this? Ruffalo's a great choice as the could have been love and maybe will be love again, and you got the big element here, but now with female, and this one's more just about who you can grow up to be and putting good in the world, and that's always a good thing, man. I feel like
Yeah.
movies like this definitely need to exist, and I'm glad it exists, and this is a good one.
Yeah.
So that's why I felt like it couldn't have been an honorable. It's one I wanted to show some love to. You'll show some love later. 13 going
Absolutely.
on 30.
Well, my number 9, I reviewed it earlier today. The Adam Project actually cracked the top 10. I just love the character of the father that he plays, the scientist, the guy who's supposed to know it all, but at the same time is on a journey of self-discovery as well. I don't know. This film, yeah, it's a lot of action, but I got to say, there's a lot of heart in this one as well. Still, and I just thought him being the parent was the perfect choice in this endeavor, in this project, the Adam Project, which is number 9 on my list.
Alrighty, very nice. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll have to readjust this list. But for now, going into my number 9, it's not my favorite Ryan Johnson movie by any means, but I think it's one that is a little undersung. The Brothers Bloom. Him and Adrian Brody play these brothers who there's a lot of intrigue and they tricks on each other, and you can never quite know who to trust here. Up until the very end of the movie is kind of part of the fun here. And yeah, I still think, like I said, it's not the tightest of scripts that Ryan Johnson has presented, but it's still a really fun ride. It's one that I think has been now kind of forgotten and overlooked over the years. And Ruffalo and Brody and the rest of the cast is part of the fun here for Brothers Bloom, coming in at my number 9.
Well, coming in at number 8, you should give me props for the first time ever. I think this is the first time it's ever gotten this high on a list for me. And this is a Martin Scorsese film, Shutter Island. He plays the new partner of Teddy. What's his name?
Leonardo
The guy. Yes, thank you. I just went blank on Leonardo DiCaprio. I remembered his character's name, but not his real name. But yeah, I thought this was a good thriller. Mark Ruffalo is what he is. I don't know. I just don't know. I just like the movie, and he happened to be in it. So I thought I'll take it. So yeah, Mark Ruffalo. I'm sorry, brother. I apologize, but yeah, I do like this film. That's why I hit the number 8 on my list.
Well, every once in a while it happens, Dutch, and it's happened right here because let's keep rolling that bean footage. My number 8 is Shutter Island as well. Yeah, it's a Scorsese flick. It's a little bit different outside of his wheelhouse here. It looks sleek. He's got a great cast to play here. and it does kind of keep you guessing. Whether or not it always adds up is up for debate, but I did have fun with the ending. I had fun getting there. And and like I said, everyone's here to play. You can't really knock it when you got DiCaprio and Kingsley and Mortimer and Ruffalo and Carol Lynch. Like, it's gonna be a fun movie here. In lesser hands, I do feel this would be in non-Scorsese hands. This might be a movie that me and you would not be talking about. Maybe not even in honorable mentions, but it's heightened by the performances, by the direction. So it does make the list here. It's a sleek, fun film. Shutter Island.
I know you're going to love this film a little higher than me. Number 7, I am going to go with Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind at
Too
number
low. Too.
I know. I knew you would go at me on this, and that's fine. But it's not my favorite film of the world like yours. But but I just think that the character that Stan is pretty good in Mark Ruffalo. So there you go, kids. That's my take on this whole.
You barely even talked about it. I couldn't even have time to pull the damn trailer.
Well, you're going to talk about it later on. So I'm just picking movies that I remember.
Yes, right, I will.
And I know you're going to chat about it, and you're probably going to have about 15 minutes on it. So you go right ahead, my friend, and give me your number, whatever, 8 or 9 or what are we? Number 7. I'm sorry, 7. Number 7.
I'll do the numbers, buddy. I know it's hard. I'll do the numbers.
I can't count. I can't do much anymore.
All right, number 7. It's an HBO film, but I thought it was really well done, and Ruffalo's really good in it as the normal heart. I'm talking about the AIDS pandemic from Ryan Murphy, and great supporting cast here. Matt Bomer and him, I think, are really great in it. Julia Roberts comes in, and it's just it's like Dallas Buyers Club as far as people being in the worst fortunate fate, not knowing what's going on too, and then the battle of figuring it out and being respected. It's a pandemic before this current pandemic, and like I said, everyone here gives, I think, a truly beautiful performance, and again, a film that I think is really worthy of seeing and checking out here. The Normal Heart coming in at my number 7.
Okay, I've never seen this, so I might have to take a gander at it. My number 6 is 13 going on 30. Yeah, you discussed it earlier in your countdown. I just decided to bump it up a little bit more. This is Jennifer Garner in her earlier years, right after Alias. I think it's during the Alias period in which she's starring on that TV show. And so I found this one so charming. The chemistry between Jennifer Garner and Mark Ruffalo. Mind you, the Adam Project does the same thing. They put them back together. And I found
is she in that?
She is in it. She is the mother,
Okay.
the mother of that film in that film. But yeah, Jennifer Garner and Mark Ruffalo's characters together. I still remember how it ends and how sweet it is at the end. I just find. It's really, it's not like I think it's just one of those films in which I think it's better as it ages. I think it's one of those type of films in my mind, and I do turn it on occasion just to watch it. And to me, it is, as you say, big, but in a female's body, a 13-year-old wishing that she was 30 at her birthday party, and the next thing you know, whammo, bammo, thank you, mammo, she is now 30 and awkward as more of a teen than you could ever be at 30. So yeah, I enjoyed this one immensely. And again, just the chemistry between her and Mark Ruffalo when they're on screen together is as sweet as can be. So 13 going on 30 is my number 6.
Fantastic, and everyone's Mark Ruffalo fan, especially Avery. He came over for discussion. I was gonna put this a little bit lower, but Avery convinced me. Where are we at? 5, 4, 6.
We're at 6 right now.
I got it. I had to figure it out. Number 6 for me is the best pro wrestling movie out there, Foxcatcher. No, by amateur wrestling, Foxcatcher. The unfortunate true tale for Mark Ruffalo's character, especially of just trying to determine to be the best and egos and everything going into the the world of amateur wrestling, and a different Channing Tatum than you'll normally see, a different Steve Carell than you've ever seen. Steve Carell's actually, I think, has pretty decent range, especially if you give him some makeup here, but that's a different one you've seen. And Mark
Yeah,
Ruffalo as a great character as well,
yeah,
who sadly is probably the most well intentioned character in this, with sadly the worst fate of them all.
correct,
So
correct. Yeah.
hard film. The opposite of 13 Going on 30 as far as rewatching. It's a hard film. It's not something I want to jump into right away. That doesn't make it a bad film though. It's a really good film. Foxcatcher.
Yeah, I have that a little higher up in my list. Not too much, but it is where it is. My number 5, because we're now halfway through this list. My number 5
Halfway there, living on a prayer.
is You Could Count on Me.
Ooh.
Laura Linney, Mark Ruffalo, of course, is in it. He plays the brother who's always in trouble. Laura Linney has a son who's played by Rory Culkin, which I remember that because I was like, is that a Culkin? I mean, how many of these Culkins do we have running this place? Because I'm always, you always find a new one almost every time. But yeah, it is a.
Ooh, a Culkin. Ooh, a Culkin.
Yeah, yeah. Ew, cool. Look at this. It's like a big snipe hunt. But yeah, these whenever he comes in, he basically has been known as a troublemaker all his life. But this kid and him have a great bond in which they develop. And Laura Linney's character just is like, at the same time, overwhelmed and very protective of her son, and she's a little apprehensive of having her what do you call it, brother living with them, but he does come in, and it is just an unbelievable tale between these characters. It's well worth the watch. It shows a little bit more side of a Mark Ruffalo than you've seen in other films to me, and that's why I said number 5 on my list.
I've always wanted to check this out. This is one of his first bigger roles.
Yeah.
I've always seen the title in the cast and been kind of interested. So good to know that you dig it.
Yeah, I dig it, babies. I dig it.
Coming in, and now the top half of our list. And for me, number 5 is Collateral, the crazy one night tale of Jamie Foxx just trying to make some cab fare money, baby, and he picks up Tom Cruise in a really fun, unusual villain role here. And I love an action set piece, but also I love some great dialogue that goes with action set pieces. The scene with the jazz musician, some of the dialogue between Fox and Cruise as he's trying to figure out what can he do here. The subtlety of how they built up Jada Pickett's character as well. It's just it's a good flick, man. Ruffalo's one of the main detectives here. Obviously not the biggest part of the movie, but a really, really fun joyride of a movie here, man. I had heard rumors that at one point Adam Sandler was going to play Jamie Foxx's character. Would have loved to have seen that.
Oh, that would have been a different turn of events, wouldn't it? I mean, if you had that, might have put Adam Sandler on a different track. Who knows?
Shabba-da-doo. Oh, what are you doing, Tom Cruise?
Yeah, that's what he's like. Where you going there, buddy? I just want to know.
I put the top gun down.
Oh, Scooby-Doo. So number 4, we you talked about it. Foxcatcher. Again, the part Ruffalo plays is just he's just caught in a world that he just did not know. He knew, but he just it's just, I don't know. It's just his character is just so. I don't know. I can't say he's good, but he's not bad. He's just caught, in this world that he's always trying to do the best thing he can for, I believe, is his brother. I believe that's what Carell is it not? But Carell is his character. He's scary as hell, isn't he? But yeah, and it doesn't end happily for anybody in this film. But at the same time, Ruffalo put on a Oscar performance like nobody's business. I think I don't know if he was nominated. I believe he could have, or it was Carell that got nominated on this one. But yeah, it was just a good film. Channing Tatum, great in this movie as well. So all their performances, everything put together, it's just made a great movie. Without one character, you couldn't have the other. You know what I'm getting at? So that's why I find it that just his character alone is, is just a lot of meat and potatoes, and he ate up every piece of it.
Yeah, Steve Carell, Mark Ruffalo were both nominated for yes as well. Bennett Miller also nominated for Best Director, and Emax Fire and Dan Futterman nominated for Best Original Screenplay and Best Makeup and Hairstyling as well.
Oh, so there we go. So, what is your number 4, my good sir?
And Bennett Miller won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival. All right, so my number 4, we're going to a Best Picture, I believe, winner in Spotlight here. Again, another kind of like Foxcatcher, a gripping, true tale here. Another one where, as you kind of said, the cast is here of Michael Keane, Stanley Tucci, Liev Schreiber. It goes on. Just trying to uncover this plot that kind of originally kind of falls in their hands, and the way that you have to go about it here, and it's gripping. I think it was worthy of definitely the nomination and probably the win of that year. So got a Spotlight coming in definitely towards the top of my list here for number 4.
Yeah, and I will be talking about that a little in this wiggle room that we have left. But my number 3, let's go with The Kids Are All Right. I don't know why I love this movie so much, but I do. I think it's just the family, the feeling of with Annette Bening, and just the way everyone feels toward each other. The kids want to know more about Mark Ruffalo. Everyone wants to know everything about everybody, and it's just I don't know, man. It's just I don't. There's something about it. I think Julianne Moore is in this one. I'm going off my head at this point, and it's just a good movie all around. It's a touching film, and there's nothing. It's just I don't know. There's something about it, and it resonates with today's society as well, of how things are amongst families of a different nature. We'll call it, that are not the norm families. And nowadays they are the norm families, and these are some of these kids are probably going through the exact same things. And I love this film for it. So that is why I like. Geez, I just went blank. The Kids Are All Right.
All right, yeah, probably our most discrepancy here on the list. Maybe I'll have to give it a rewatch. I think I only saw it the once back in the day here. Coming up next on my list here for number 3, you're not going to talk about it because you're Martin Scorsese and you don't think Marvel movies are real movies or whatever you said before. Coming in my number 3 is the undoubtedly fun, great Thor Ragnarok. You could put in Avengers Endgame or Infinity War or the first Avengers, whatever you want to put in here. It's basically my Marvel slot, so this thing's not covered with Marvel. And Mark Ruffalo, like you said, this might be the best representation of him having fun as the character. Yeah, man, I love this film from pretty much from beginning to end here. I know some people have said it doesn't hold up as much with the humor after repeated viewings, but I still don't think you can knock the original viewing, which is the most important viewing as far as entertainment wise. It's why Thor is about to be the first ever 4-time Marvel solo film. No one else has done that yet. And yeah, we get a little bit of Planet Hulk that we know who knew you'd ever see that in a theater. So yeah, I love Thor Ragnarok, and Marvel movies are real movies, Dutch.
No, they are. I just think that I don't know. I don't know how he films his part as the Hulk, really. So I don't know if he's on set or if he's somewhere else. I don't know.
Well, obviously, when he's a human, he's on set, baby.
Well, I know he's on set, but is he right there? Is he in the fight scenes with Thor? I don't know.
Whatever.
But anyway,
no, he's not because he's an important actor.
No, I do love that pick. I had a hope. I was hoping that you would pick that one for it. My number 2 didn't get a lot of love in the theater. It made some money, probably not a lot. But Dark Waters, about an attorney basically is trying to find out why this small town has a lot of cluster of death. And it turns out that it's a chemical company has been dumping into the people's water supply this whole time. It's kind of loosely based, I think, on real life events, but it's an unbelievable kind of like The Firm. You know how they're going after Tom Cruise and hunting him down, but this isn't like that type of movie where he's running, but he's standing up for what's right in this small town where she came from, and it is just a magical piece of acting done by Mr. Ruffalo. And yes, I called him Mr. Ruffalo on this one because it's just a powerful film. I wish more people would have saw it. I don't know if it was a big flop, but again, it has a great cast with Tim Robbins and who else is in there? Anne Hathaway as well. So Bill Pullman and so this will Bill Camp. Yeah, a lot of good people in this film. A lot of and it's just a good, gripping story about a man who just stands up against a big chemical company for what's right, and they need to face justice. And it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yes, unfortunately, it was a bomb. 11 million domestic, 11 million international as well, for the 23 million. It did not make its money back. And I will admit, I am one of those people that did not see it.
Yeah. But it's well worth it. If you get a chance, it's out there on VOD somewhere.
You know why? Because I thought it was a sequel to Dark Water, a bad horror film with Jennifer Connelly. So
that could have been the reason why it failed miserably.
Hey, Cheaty's in it from Good Place. Okay, now I'm in. Now I'm in. I didn't know. All right.
Okay.
Coming in at my number 2 movie, I always have no problem championing. One of my favorites, definitely of that year, and just overall, Zodiac coming in at my number 2. David Fincher, beautifully directed, long, very long.
Yeah.
Well, worth it, baby, worth it. It's not a film, obviously. You can just throw it on a whim. Put your 2.5 hours aside, 2:45 even, whatever it is, to delve into the story. Again, another one where throw a rock and you are getting a great actor putting in a good performance here. Jake Gyllenhaal, his wife Chloe Sevigny, Jimmy Simpson, one of the early victims. Maybe the Zodiac killer, John Carroll Lynch. Wink, wink. Maybe, I don't know. They're kind of saying it is, but he can't officially say it is because they never were officially able to say it was. But the movie definitely wants you to say that it is, but we can't say for sure that it was. But it was. Maybe.
But it could have been.
It could have been. Maybe. So yeah, I just thought it's a great film. From the get-go, I thought it, obviously a film that can't have a true ending. Was kind of destined for failure, but it's so good. Robert Downey Jr. also in a great co-starring spot. So I really like this film a lot. Zodiac.
Okay, mine was I think one of your top 4. I think I'm not sure where it was, but Spotlight. Again, throw a rock, hit a great star. Wouldn't that be a good game? Let's throw rocks at stars.
Sorry, Liam Schreiber. What the hell, guys?
Yeah.
I Wolverine was bad, but Jesus.
Oh man, but yeah, I do really like this film. It's the Boston Globe and the reporting. It basically shows what reporting does. It uncovers a lot of crap if a good reporter or a bunch of people who want to work on the same endeavor to get it's almost like the Paper Chase TV show or the movie. I believe it was. It's either TV show or a movie. I can't remember. But it's just basically you're there. You're writing stories and you're digging up as much possible and or you're trying to you're checking your facts, and then you find out that the Catholic Church has done what they've done and cover up all these years, and a lot of families, a lot of people were scarred by this, and it was a very mass cover up that's taken place, and it's so emotionally just unbelievably good. I found tears in my eyes watching this film. It's just a piece of cinema, and I'm getting choked up thinking about it because it was such a great movie. Spotlight with Mark Ruffalo.
Very nice. That was your number 1, right?
Yeah, that's my number 1. What's your number 1?
We're the number 1. I mean, Dutch, what I said before, I did this list so we could, celebrate Adam Project, right? I'm lying. I did it so I could talk about Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Mark Ruffalo's best movie coming in at my number one. What a shocker! I've said before, I'll say it again. I rented this from the library, not knowing what to expect. Just did it because I like Jim Carrey, and I found a whole new world. I love this movie. I've seen it over 30 times. I recommend viewing number 7 is particularly great. View number 23 was special, and even view 27 is pretty damn good. You'll see some new stuff. It knows how to create this unique world with a budget. Director Michelle Gondry from a Charlie Kaufman script. Charlie Kaufman, one of the best writers going here. Being John Malkovich adaptation. Even the more recent shit, what was that one with Jesse Plemons? All things. Anywho, great writer.
The one on Netflix. The one on Netflix. I believe.
Yes. And just a beautiful screenplay, nominated for screenplay. Jim Carrey, one of the most snubbed actor at the Oscars, from Truman Show to Man on the Moon to this, Never Getting Love. And Ruffalo's great in it too. Let's talk about Ruffalo. Him and Elijah Wood are kind of the scientists figuring things out, and he's got a crush on Kirsten Dunst. And there's a beautiful moment where she asks him how long has he known that she was in love with Tom Wilkinson, because she's had her mind erased as well. And he talks about, and he has this great little moment where he tells her, I could see it. There was one day I saw, the look on your face, and I could tell that something was going on and you were happy. But I never saw it again, so I didn't think much of it. And the beautiful moment between these two. He's very funny. Great scene of him in his underwear, too. If you're a Mark Ruffalo fan and you want to see him in his tighty whities, this is the movie. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. 6 stars out of 5.
Oh, man. So it's recap time, I bet you.
Recap. Let's go over your top 10
My
Mark Ruffalo films, and why the hell wasn't Zodiac on your list?
I didn't like it. It was just too long, boring, and I just.
Just shut up and go over your list. I don't want to fight.
Okay, we're not gonna fight. We'll fight after. I just didn't like it. Okay, jeez. Number 10 is Now You See Me, which is better than Zodiac.
No, it's not. It's
number 9, The Atom Project. Number 8, Shutter Island. Number 7, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Whoa.
Number 6, 13 going on 30. Number 5, You Can Count on Me. Number 4, Foxcatcher. Number 3, The Kids Are All Right. And number 2, Dark Waters. And number 1, The Spotlight movie.
You make it sound like a Broadway movie. The Spotlight movie. Like, don't make it sound so fantastical.
Use your hands, Mark Ruffalo. Jazz hands.
My number 10, Mark Ruffalo Films. All right, number 10, 13 going on 30. Number 9, The Brothers Bloom. 8, Shutter Island. 7, The Normal Heart. 6, Foxcatcher. 5, Collateral. 4, Spotlight. 3, Thor Ragnarok. Number 2, Zodiac. And number 1, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
There's the love for Mark Ruffalo.
I have an idea. I think every time I mention a top 10, it's just going to be a cast member of Eternal Sunshine. I'm going to try to play it off like it's not. Like, how about, I don't know, Kirsten Dunst?
I don't know.
Doesn't get talked about enough? Tom Wilkinson?
I don't know anything about Kirsten Dunst films, do we? Do we have 10 movies?
Oh, dude, she's been around so long. Interview with the Vampire, Small Soldiers. Hell yeah.
Oh, okay. I probably could do well. You know what? Let's do her next time. How's that? And but here's the handicap: you can't use. No.
She's so good in this movie. There's no way I couldn't.
You got to downgrade it. You got to downgrade. Put Small Soldiers ahead of her.
Even if I do like Small Soldiers.
I do. I think it's the most. You know what? That's the most underrated film of that time. I hated that Phil Hartman. I think that was his last film that he did. But I just thought. Am I thinking the right one? Yeah, I think of the right movie, right?
Yeah, Phil Hartman's definitely in it.
Yeah. He's the dad. I believe he's the dad. And I hated the fact that he had that last film like that, but it was such a good movie. And when you look at it in the past, if you watched it then, you might have been disappointed, but watching it now, I think.
You know who else is in that movie?
Who?
Eternal Sunshine's David Cross.
Look at this. See, you could kill 2 birds, 1 stone. So there you go. So yeah, yeah, I love that. I love that movie.
Yeah, so yes, there's an animated movie he lent his voice to, but yeah, his last major movie was Small Soldiers as
Yeah.
Phil Fimple.
Yes, yes. Okay, brother. It's time for that time in which I love this part because I get to hear your songbird of a voice tell me over and over. You like that, didn't you? Tell me what's going on. And yes, you ruined it for everybody. News and notable stuff. Yes, the news and the notables are out there to be told. So please, sir, shower me with your beautiful words of what's going on in the entertainment world today.
So yes, I'm gonna first off, we mentioned it a little bit at the top. I want to show much respect to William Hurt, who unfortunately left us at 71 years of age. Won the Oscar for Kiss of the Spider Woman. You might know him from broadcast news. Nominated for a history of violence with only minutes of screen time. Absolutely steals the scenes when he's in them. You may also know him from Marvel. Man, he popped up in
Yeah.
Incredible Hulk, and even more recently in Avengers Endgame and Black Widow. Some of his more recent things include The King's Daughter and Last Full Measure, and as I mentioned before, his guest appearance on Mythic Quest recently on Apple TV. Yeah, really good actor, man. Tonight on Picks and List trivia, I have a William Hurt mention on there. Want to show him some love on there as well. That's a hint for anyone playing that trivia game later. Hopefully, you watch this show and you just got a hint. And really good actor, man. Will be missed.
Yeah, I do love him as an actor. And like I said, the newest generation would probably know him from the Marvel films. But yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to think what movie was he in that I was he in Michael? I believe he was in Michael, correct?
Yes, he was.
Yes, and I love that film, and I just remember that film. Oh, him and Andrew McDowell, and of course John Travolta, and I believe Oliver Platt, maybe. But
I haven't seen it in a while. I do remember liking it. I have not seen it in a while. But
yeah,
I know her
but
for sure.
but that one I enjoyed. What I didn't like about William Hurt, and this is just I'm not throwing shade on him, but I did like his quote that TV is for smaller actors. A long time ago, he said that, but then he became a part of TV. So good for him.
Yeah.
He finally came around at the end. But yeah, I will miss him and his acting ability. So
Well, I do think that was definitely a general consensus. Several years back, there's even, oh man, Clooney got out of television. You know what I mean, kind of thing. And
yeah,
now that's completely blended in from one another. Paul Rudd just had his second show with Will Ferrell. Like there is no more. You know what I mean? Steve Carell's on Netflix with the show while he's got a big movie coming out and whatnot. So
right,
that line has definitely gone away in recent years.
cool. So what else we got for us, buddy?
Also on the docket, let's talk some box office and see who made some money this weekend. Spider-Man: No Way Home still hanging on, made another 4 million, bringing it to I guess it's okay, 792 million. This movie has made. Number 4, and a slightly surprising hit as well, actually. Dog made an extra 5 million. That's brought that to 47 million. Channing Tatum's directorial debut there. Number 3, I know you saw this at least 6 times. BTS, Permission to Dance.
I cannot wait. Million. What's your favorite BTS song? What's your favorite BTS song?
Heartbeat.
Oh, Heartbeat. I like Fire. I thought Fire was pretty good. Yeah, Fire.
Is Fire an actual song? Because I just made up Heartbeat.
No, it could be Heartbeat. I don't know. I know Fire. Their duet they just did with Coldplay, fantastic. So, yes, I'm a BTS guy. I know some of it.
Whoa, dude. Okay.
What happened?
I don't know if I somehow knew in my back of my mind or got super ass lucky. Heartbeat's the song.
There you go. You were super ass lucky.
Song.
Or it's kind of just gotten into your soul, man.
Say, as a man that plays a lot of trivia, including on this very channel, check the archives. There's been times where I'm like, I have no idea, but then it percolates. And I do know, there's what was it? Three Kings. I haven't seen it since I was 9, but they asked about a certain general character, and I was just like, Cliff Curtis? Like, I don't know how I pulled it out of my ass. Cliff Curtis is not like a main actor that like I study, but like yeah, just every once in a while, man, I swear, like I might have heard heart. I think there's a chance that I have heard Heartbeat, and just when you said it, it's what my mind and heart said without knowing for sure. Or but that's lucky, one of the two.
I think it could be both. It could be both.
Yeah, I'm just saying it does happen. As a man that plays sure, it does happen where it's in your mind without you even knowing for sure.
Well,
That it's
you know what's funny about the song "Fire"? I picked that song for you to walk out to in wrestling. If you ever wanted to do it, that is a perfect song for you to walk out.
To it.
You need to watch it. You need to listen to it. It's fabulous. It's a very catchy song.
I don't mind mixing it up. I'm coming out to I think it's a Jack White song for a while, for a little while now.
Yeah, but this one, check it out.
Number 2, we got Uncharted. Although we did chart it at number 2, made an extra 9 million, bring that to 113 million. Not too shabby, but doing even less shabbier is the Batman. Just made an extra 66 million, bringing that to 239 million dollars.
Cool. So the Batman, unbelievable, isn't it? How it's just taken off it's just unbelievably good, and we all love it.
I think people were interested from the director, from the stars, and word of mouth's been pretty decent. It is a bit of a divisive movie. I definitely have friends that don't like it. Who did I just see? Well, my friend Richard's kind of dumb with movies, but my friend Richard didn't like it, hated it actually. So I don't. It's a divisive movie to a degree, but I think overall it's well reviewed.
Hey, did you know? I'm just going to throw this down. That it seems like Sandra Bullock has decided she's open to more sequels. I guess Speed 2. Speed 2 did not. It ruined her feelings about sequels.
Speed 3's on track.
Would that be nice with Keanu Reeves if they did it right? It'd be awesome. But yeah,
so Blinder Side, cool.
Yeah, man. So she's given it up her ban on movie sequels.
Okay.
Because she just feels as if she wants to do more of the same. I guess I don't know. She doesn't really go into it. She does maybe talk about.
She hasn't done enough recently, so she'll take the easy pay.
And she's thinking maybe doing a sequel to the movie to that movie, The Heat, with Melissa McCarthy. So, because that made blockbuster money, so she's just very happy to to look at it. I like a good Sandra Bullock film. I'm looking forward to the new one that's coming out with her, and so I can't wait to watch that. So, anything else that we got going on?
Yeah, a bunch of stuff, dude. I just started.
I know. I just get excited.
Some renewals and some cancellations. More cancellations. Abbott Elementary though has been renewed for season 2 over at ABC. It's got potential. I don't love it, but I think it's one of those Office, Parks and Rec where I feel like it could get better, and I think my brother does enjoy it. New Amsterdam will end at season 5, a shorter season 5 as well. Surprisingly, Flipper Flop is going to flop now after 10 seasons at HGTV. The Babysitters Club has been canceled after season 2, and the Nick Cannon Talk Show will not be Wild 'N Out anymore and has been canceled. A syndicated talk show, pretty much year 1, season 1. I mentioned before, Hulu has picked up, did an agreement with Searchlight, so we got 3 pictures in the next coming up this summer on June 3rd. Speaking of Fire Island with Bowen Yang, who's been one of the great standouts of Saturday Night Live, and Joel Booster. June 17th, Good Luck to You, Leo Grande with Emma Thompson, Daryl McCormick. And on August 5th, Not Okay with Zoe Dutch and Dylan O'Brien. Ewan McGregor's already teased that Obi-Wan Kenobi it was filmed and promised and contracted as a mini-series, but has said, hey, I can come down in season 2. So it's already been, if it's gangbusters and the money's there, we'll see it some more, I'm sure, in the reviews and whatnot. Alan Cumming will reprise his role from The Good Wife over on The Good Fight. So that's good for you if you're a fan of that good actor. Great actor.
I thought wouldn't it be nice if he was coming back over for Schmigadoon? Is he coming back?
Is Schmigadoon coming back at all?
I'm hoping. I love that show. I love Schmigadoon. I want more Schmigadoon.
A movie that me and you both liked might be getting its own Netflix series, and I could see this being a series. Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman. Yes. Looking like it's going to be a series. So that's kind of cool. Speaking of sequels, like you mentioned with Sandra Bullock, that we didn't see coming, I Am Legend 2 is now in
Yeah.
the works with Michael B. Jordan and Will Smith. Will Smith was said that obviously, despite the first movie making a lot of money, it was pretty much a closed book. It was a pretty much a one and done, especially at least for his character. It's the end. But supposedly Michael B. Jordan himself is the one that pitched an idea, and Smith likes it. So I Am Legend 2 might be actually happening here. And going off of the Adam Project earlier, Ryan Reynolds and him were teaming up again. They were also the same director and star of Free Guy, which was also well reviewed on the show, for setting up for Deadpool 3.
Which is
Sean,
fantastic news.
Sean Levy, a longtime director, now started off in TV, has done a lot of movies, including the Night at the Museum trilogy. I did note, though, several movies under his docket. This will be his first R-rated film, though. So, they've created a fun and Free Guy. I feel like Free Guy is kind of like, I don't want to say the same tone, but you can see kind of like I can see those two building and not even build, because now you're building upon a world you already built in Deadpool, but an R-rated, more ballsy. So I think Ryan Reynolds' quote was something like, "Our next team will be a little more stabby," was I think the word on Twitter. So I'm for it. The two films they've done together in the last year have seemed to be pretty good. So why not? Just happy to see that the movies rolling. Anyway, is what I'm truly happy to see at the end of the day, is that we're getting some progress on Deadpool 3. Those are my notes. What you got?
I don't have any, but I want your opinion on something. We don't usually get into
I thought she was dead. That's why I walked away. Wait, what?
I helped you bury her. So what are we gonna do? Anyway,
limitations. It was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, well, But anywho, here's the deal. What's his name? Your friend Pete Davidson is dating is dating one of the Kardashians, the other one, the sex one, the sexy
Kim.
one, the one that had the sex.
No.
Oh, Kim.
Kim.
Yeah, sex tape Kim.
Ray J.
So anyway, so they're dating.
Let me pull up the clip. Hold on.
Yeah, with Ray J. But yeah, if you have been following this, Kanye West. I'm sorry. I always call him Kanye
Pepper West.
Kanye Pepper. But anyway, Kanye West has always harassing them lately, and so it took Pete Davidson to actually publicize his own conversation just recently on with these text messages between him and Yizzy that he likes to be called too. So what are your thoughts about this crazy type of relationship that's going on right now between Davison and Kardashian and Yizzy? I mean, there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of variables. I think that we find that Yee is crazy, and Pete Davidson is the most sane individual who's putting up with a lot of shit from this crazy man who basically bought the house next door to his ex-wife when she bought the house away from him. She moved to a new part of the town, bought this house. He bought this house right across the street. So he said, "Oh, it's only because I want to be with my kids." No, I think you're stalking. So what are your thoughts on this?
It's funny. My initial thoughts is I don't care, but my follow up to that is it's funny. I could kind of see why Kim likes Pete now, because Kanye does seem to be kind of out of it. This is a dude that has done some weird stuff at performances, award shows. Like, doesn't he show up with like a full mask on sometimes now?
Yes.
Or perform an entire set where you can't even necessarily tell it's him, and has said some crazy eccentric things about comparing himself actually to, big figures and whatnot. So I can kind of see why Kim put up with it for a while, and then now is like, "Oh, Pete just smokes a lot of weed and is nice. Oh, this is so much nicer. He just wants to Target without a mask on. I love him." So I don't know if it's destined to last forever, but I can kind of see why after dating Yee, whatever the
married to Yee.
and married, and unfortunately too,
He has kids in this.
if they don't get back together, I don't know, if they're in love, whatever, and like later on, like Pam and Tommy, but unfortunately, if she is stuck with him, if she doesn't love him, it sucks because she's stuck with him. As far as they got kids, so it's not like she can
Yeah.
just wipe him out of her life completely. They're always going to be attached to that degree.
Correct.
So yeah, I mean, hopefully, just it doesn't ever get to a violent level. I really hope not, and everyone can just find peace. Relationships don't always work out. Look at isn't the other Kardashian with is it a Kardashian with my guy from Blink, Travis
Yes,
Barker?
yeah, and they want
Yeah.
kids. I heard somewhere they want kids now with each
Yeah,
other.
and she's like a former. She dated someone famous at one point, and I know he had a wife for sure.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like, unfortunately, you just got to get used to it. I mean, both my sister and my brother had like blended relationships. My brother's married someone that had a daughter from another relationship, and then my
Yeah.
sister's the same thing. So
Yeah.
it happens, man. Just live, love, move on. If you truly love Kim and it didn't work out.
It was funny. West had a concert earlier this month over here in Miami, and
you didn't go?
well, I wasn't going to pay $580 a ticket.
I'll pay $5.80, $5.
And you can buy his new album, my friend. His new
Tell
album,
me.
$200.
What is the deal with that? You gotta. What is the deal with
It
that?
comes in some type of like a it looks like one of those things, those little pets that you used to have, Yomagachis or something like that. But it comes in something like this round, and it can only be played in this thing. And if you break it, you're fucked. You don't get it. So you're paying $200 for this round device that has his album on it.
Stem player.
Yeah, it's a weird thing that he developed, and I hope it doesn't catch on anywhere else. But I just find that fascinating how people would pay $200 for an album that can only be played on one thing. So that's what I find fascinating. But no, I just wanted your little 2 cents on that, because I did read the Twitter the Twitter exchange, or not the Twitter exchange, but the message exchange, where Pete was basically saying, very rational, and the other guy was not so rational. Pete was even said, hey, let's go and I'll help you, because mental health is serious. I've had mental health issues. That's what he told him, and I will help you get the same peace in mind.
Also, if you really want to listen to that shitty album, you just look it up on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you want to be a collector of the fine.
Yeah, I heard that craziness recently.
So, but yeah,
further ads. Part of me thinks he's a madman genius who is actually very normal.
He's probably as sane as it could be, but yet he even hit it. He hit it from his ex as well. But yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I am just that's the only kind of thing I wanted to hear about from you tonight. So. Because we don't do a lot of juicy stuff like this. So
juicy goth.
So I did it live, so you couldn't avoid it. Oh, brother. So is it all we got, man? Is it all we got?
I believe that's all we got tonight, my man. Hopefully we'll be back soon. Lots of stuff always coming up down the pipeline here, and movies and streaming. I'm looking forward to Halo. A little over a week we're gonna get.
I can't wait for that. What movie's coming out this weekend? Anything good coming out this weekend?
To look it up. I look up at Joe Blow is what I like to look at. Not a lot. March 25th we do have The Lost City with Sandra Bullock.
I will be there for that.
And wow. Check this out. There's your Mark Ruffalo movie had a spinoff with Ben Affleck, Deep Water, on Hulu on March 18th. It's called Deep Water with Ben Affleck and Ana de Armas. So Hulu's dropping a new movie, and there's always stuff popping up here. So yeah, really interesting movie with Michelle Yeoh, I want to say. Yeah, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once is also coming out limited. So.
Okay, I know there's a Zoe Kravitz film as well over there on Max that I'll be taking a look at.
Yes, Kimmy.
Yes,
I might have that. Maybe I'll try to get that in for next week as well.
I think I have a movie. I I think I have one more day to watch a film. I have no choice. It's the Mel Gibson film that I rented. It's been 30 days since I've rented it, and I've kept forgetting about it. So I think I have one more day left to watch it. So I'm going to probably try to sneak that in as soon as we're done with the show. But yeah, and then I'll have that for that. Or if I miss it, I'll just rent it again. I have Google Bucks, as they say. I do.
I think I'll review the new horror film Antlers.
Oh yeah, I want to know about that. So let's talk about that.
HBO Max, if you want to watch it.
Oh, okay. Well, I really don't like horror films, you know that, but I will give it a shot. It has Carrey Russell, so it can't be all that bad.
Jesse Plemons.
Oh, well, I don't like Jesse Plemons.
Oh, okay, then maybe he's not in it.
Like okay. Okay, I'll look at it then. It's a Carrey Russell feature. I'll do it. But anyway, boss, I thank you again as always for.
Thank you, sir. We are 2 away, 2 from 100.
Wow, what are we gonna do at 100?
I'll go for 7 hours. We'll do the top 100 movies of all time in our.
We'll do a clip show. How about that? Just start piecing together some shows, and we'll put it together. Do you remember that one time I talked about Zack Snyder? One time, Dutch. One time.
Here's a montage.
Yeah.
March 19th.
Yeah. Boom. Yeah. Then remember that whole hour.
Remember that time when Dizzle thought Midsommar was a goddamn rom-com?
I still love that. Okay, I don't care what you think. I love that
time.
I loved it.
Wouldn't change shots, and he'd stay on me even though you're talking. Or
well, he told me that he had a crush on you, so that's how that worked.
Vice versa too. Where like I remember one time you were kind of like Spotlight, like you were getting into it, and it was great. And like he's just staring at me, like listening. I'm like, "Fucking cut!" Where he's like, "Fucking trying to win an Oscar." Cut to him.
Oh, was I trying to win an Oscar? I didn't realize.
It was good shit. I'm just saying, he was missing it. Watching me go,
I missed this. So I haven't talked to him in a while.
We'll have to do a return. I mean, we're on StreamYard.
Yeah,
we can literally come in anytime.
Yeah, we can grab him and take him in and talk about our favorite rom-coms, starting with Midsommar. So no, if you're watching Diz, it's all love. That's what we do out here.
You're not watching. You're not watching.
He could be. You never know. But anyway, I thank everyone who turned in early and tuned out later to watch this show.
They were into the Batman, and then they were like, "Nah, I'm not into this shit."
They're like, we can't have 2 handsome men on TV. It's too fucking much. Too fucking much. I can't keep looking at it. My retinas will burn. So that's what happens. So thank you guys for making my first live appearance pretty decent, I guess. So thank you. Oh, look, I'm on by myself. What happened? Are you there?
I can do fancy things like that.
Ooh, okay then. So no, thank you guys. Thank you, sir. And
thank you.
And we got travel and road trip to go on soon. So I can't wait. I can't wait for that.
We will be in St. Pete on Sunday.
Watching.
We'll talk off there. We gotta talk anyway.
Watching New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yes. Shout out to my boy Andy Brown. Kick Hikaru's ass.
And we can also talk to Jay Lethal as well.
Jay Lethal kick Red Narita's ass.
There you go. Okay, boss. Time with you later.
TJP, you knocked up my friend Ariana. Good night.
Good night.